What's up, everybody? Well, I just finally dropped my ranking of the Halloween films, my updated ranking now with Halloween 2018, and I have two other ranking videos that I wanted to do for the Halloween franchise, and then I can put Halloween behind me for the foreseeable future, until the next sequel comes out anyway. So this video right here is going to be ranking the Michaels. So this is ranking all of the portrayals of Michael Myers. I have 8 different actors. I'm not counting like Tony Moran or anybody that just kind of stood in for a second. I know there was some probably other stuntmen that did a couple scenes here and there, just like in the Friday the 13th franchise. This is going to be the predominant actor of these movies. So we have 8 different portrayals of Michael Myers, starting off at number 8. And I will admit fully my thoughts for this film probably colors my response to this person's portrayal quite a bit. But if I'm being honest, not a whole lot to see as far as his portrayal anyway, and that's going to be Don Shanks. For me, Don Shanks is the least memorable Myers. Doesn't help that he has one of the worst masks. Doesn't help that he's in my opinion, the worst Halloween movie, but he just doesn't really bring anything to the role for me. He doesn't have anything that really stands out about his portrayal of Michael Myers. There's not like anything that he brings to it that's like some new element. He doesn't have any classic elements like for the John Carpenter's Halloween's Michael Myers, or like anything that you can really grab from his performance, aside from that scene in the car whenever he's with Tina wearing that weird-ass mask. That's about the only contribution that Don Shanks brought to this franchise that makes his Michael Myers stand out, in my opinion. So, nevertheless, number 8, Don Shanks. Number 7 is going to be Brad Laurie, or however the fuck you pronounce his last name, the guy from Halloween Resurrection. Again, my thoughts on that film probably color my response to his portrayal quite a bit, but aside from some good shots, like whenever he's walking through the tunnel, whenever he busts out of that window to get the dude from American Pie, a couple other moments where I think his Michael Myers is actually pretty suitable for a Michael Myers, I really don't think he adds anything to the role. Again, he's just one of those stock Michael Myers performances that doesn't really bring anything new. Doesn't help that he's in one of the worst movies. Doesn't help that he's in a mask that's not all that memorable. Again, same thing as Don Shanks, but I like him a little bit better than Don Shanks because there are those signature moments in Halloween Resurrection where I feel like Michael Myers does stand out for a few moments. Then you also have the shit where you have Busta Rhymes talking shit to him, and no matter what actor, unfortunately, was put in Michael Myers' shoes and underneath the mask in that scene, they have to do what the director tells them to do and what the script tells them to do, but the fact that his Michael Myers just gets bitched out and gets made to look like a little pussy by Busta Rhymes doesn't help your case. Sorry, Brad. Number 7. Number 6 is often a name that I hear at the bottom of this list, and it often baffles me, and that is Chris Durant. Now, like I said, I mean, obviously he's towards the bottom of the list. He's not the best Michael Myers in the world, but I think there's a lot of elements to his portrayal of Michael Myers that, for me, when I watch H2O, mimics a lot about what we saw in that original film and what we saw Michael Myers do whenever we were first introduced to the character. The way that he kind of moves a little bit, the way that he sits up, the way that he kind of steps out of the shadows, and he's very human-like, but he has a little bit of that supernatural edge to him. That's the Myers that I like. Now, like I said, Chris Durant, I'm not comparing him to Nick Castle, but Chris Durant, to me, and his portrayal of Michael Myers in H2O, does a really good job of doing what H2O needed to do and tying him to the Michael Myers of the first film and even the second film to a degree. I feel like his portrayal comes across very well. If you would have had a little bit better direction as far as what to do with Michael Myers in that movie, maybe a little bit more meat as far as Michael Myers killing people in the second act, or even just get rid of the mask debacle that everybody always handcuffs him to, I think a lot more people would appreciate what Chris Durant does in the movie. I actually like him. From here on out, these are all portrayals of Michael Myers that I think are actually really good. But there are some kind of bland aspects to it, so that's why he is down here at number 6. Number 5 might be a little bit of a controversial pick. I don't know. We'll find out. Check in the comments. Probably already down there. Number 5 for me is going to be Dick Warlock. Now, this is the guy that portrayed Michael Myers in Halloween 2 from 1981. Now, I think that he has the brutality there for where they needed Myers to go in a second movie. I think there's aspects to his performance that does kind of take the lead from Nick Castle and what he did in that first movie very well. And I do like the way that the mask looks. It's the same mask, it just looks different because his face was different. But the aspect to his performance that I hate, that's one of my biggest negatives for Halloween 2, is how stiff and robotic and Frankenstein-like the dude walks in some scenes. Like, the biggest example is the scene whenever he walks through that plate glass door whenever Loomis and the sheriff are shooting at him, he just kind of like... Whenever he has that robotic shit, I can't stand that. I do not like Michael Myers looking like a zombie, so that's what really holds him down. If you would have taken those little scenes out of the movie, Dick Warlock would probably be in my top 3 at least. It would have heavy competition with the ones that you're going to see at the top of this list. Almost spoiled it there. Number 5, Dick Warlock. Number 4 is the big boy, Tyler Mane. This is the guy from the Rob Zombie movies. This is what seems like a 9-foot tall Michael Myers. I think he's closer to like 7 foot, but this is the most brutal, vicious version of Michael Myers that we have gotten yet. James Jude Courtney gets close. We're going to talk about him in a minute. And maybe if further movies, if he gets a little bit more time to play, he might be a heavy competition for most brutality as far as Michael Myers portrayals go. But Tyler Mane takes the cake, if for nothing else, for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That movie is wickedly brutal. But I really love his version of Michael Myers. It's totally different than what we went for in the original Halloween timeline. It doesn't really have a supernatural edge to him at all. He's all human. He's just bulk. He's there to tear through every single human being that gets between him and whatever he decides he wants to do. He's scary in the fact that he is the one Michael Myers that, if I had the choice between everybody on this list, he's the one that I probably would want walking towards me in dark alley the least, because he's the one that would probably cause the most pain when he finally caught up with me. But I like how intimidating he is with his size, but I also like how he really has that kind of edge to him where you don't really know what he's gonna do. Like there's moments in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 whenever he's just kind of minding his own business, trying to do his own thing, and either somebody gets in front of him or somebody starts messing with him, and he just seems like he's just taking their abuse, like the hillbilly scene in the cornrows, and then he just gets up and turns into brutal Michael Myers. Or like the scene in the original Rob Zombie's Halloween whenever you have the ghost and then he just kind of holds out the beer and waits for her to come grab it, and you're like, no, don't do it. We've seen this guy kill like 12 people so far. It's gonna hurt. I really like what Tyler Mane brings. He's not quite on my top 3 because I feel like he's too far at the other end of the spectrum. I like a little supernatural with my Michael Myers. I like a little bit of some mystery there. I don't like him being full-on human. The hillbilly stuff in the first movie certainly holds it back a little bit too, just because I know that's where this version of Michael Myers comes from. No thanks. But Tyler Mane does a great job. I would definitely like seeing this guy play Michael Myers more if we had gotten more from the Rob Zombie stuff. But now that we've moved on, Tyler Mane's legacy as Michael Myers is very solid in my opinion at number 4. Number 3 is George P. Wilbur. This is the guy that played Michael Myers in Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. And honestly, most of what brought him so high on this list is what he brought to Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the 6th one. He's great in Halloween 4, but there's a little bit of that robotic stuff too, and the shoulder pads and shit. Look into it. Halloween 6 is one of the best portrayals of Myers in this franchise, despite all of its problems. Myers is awesome in The Curse of Michael Myers. I love the mask, I love the look, I love the way that he walks. He even kind of runs in some aspects, like in that hallway scene in the theatrical cut. He's brutal as hell. Love what he brings to Halloween 6. And in Halloween 4, he's brutal as hell too. He's got a lot of those callbacks to the original John Carpenter's Halloween again, which is what they were going for after Halloween 3. So they were trying to get back to. There's plenty of those aspects in there. George P. Wilbur brings all of that in spades. So that dude is one classic Myers. He's got that great aspect of, or that great mix of brutal, scary Myers and kind of supernatural, mysterious Myers. He's got that perfect blend of both of those. So he is awesome. Halloween 6, like I said, brings him all the way up to number 3. So, process of elimination, you guys know what is left. Some of you might not be surprised at all. Some of you might be pulling for the underdog a little bit. But I'm going to have to give James Jude Courtney number 2 for now. Now, I've said, even though despite a lot of my problems with Halloween 2018, I'm on record saying that if James Jude Courtney gets even just one more chance to play Michael Myers, which I'm sure he will, given the success of this movie, he might overtake my number 1. And he might be my favorite portrayal of Michael Myers. I just have to see a little bit more from the guy and see him in a movie that I don't have so many issues with. But James Jude Courtney is the last thing that is wrong with Halloween 2018. He's one of the strongest parts. He is an awesome, badass, brutal, scary, Michael Myers. He nails every single aspect of what Michael Myers should be. He really feels like a continuation of Nick Castle's portrayal, which is exactly what it should feel like given the nature of what they were going for in the movie. Everything about him, the mask, the look, the way that he walks, the way that he stands in the shadows and stares, the way that he does the little head nod and everything like that, all of those classic aspects, the murders and the killings, even though a lot of them you don't see on camera, the ones that you do, like whenever he grabs that chick's head and just sticks it through her throat and then throws her ass down. Awesome. It's like they wanted to find, if Nick Castle's Michael Myers had a baby with Tyler Mane's Michael Myers, James Jude Courtney would be that demonic love child. So, gotta love what the dude does. He's one of my favorite aspects of the new movie, and he is definitely, if I could choose one thing that I want to see more of the things in Halloween 2018, James Jude Courtney is easily walking away with that. So number 2 is James Jude Courtney. But the crowned king of Michael Myers portrayals is still the original. Sometimes I know it's a little cliche to give the original so much credit, but Nick Castle deserves all of it because he created what we know Michael Myers to be. The head nod, the breathing, the way that he stands in the shadows, or even stands in broad daylight and steps behind a bush, or is sitting there with like the cloths and the sheets blowing in the wind. Everything regarding why the 1978 Halloween is so scary and iconic for Michael Myers, aside from the brilliant direction by John Carpenter, is because of Nick Castle's portrayal. You can't say anything else about the guy. There's nothing more to say. Nick Castle is the fucking man. And like I said, if James Jude Courtney gets another chance, he might overtake Nick Castle, but there's a reason why James Jude Courtney had so much to play with, and that's because of all the shit that Nick Castle brought in that original film. So you have to give your hats off to him and give him the credit that he is due by making him number 1, and he is my number 1 as far as Michael Myers portrayals. So that's it for this ranking, guys. What is your ranking of the Michael Myers portrayals? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know why as well. Don't just put numbers and names because it's always kind of boring to cycle through those. Let me know why you like or dislike each one. And do you agree with me as far as James Jude Courtney, if you have him so high on your list? Do you think he could overtake Nick Castle if he hasn't already for some of you guys? Please like and share this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. If you guys want to check out some social media links, you can check those out down in the video description below. I've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my Spreadshirt store, which has got great individual t-shirts and other designs designed by the great Woody Bowen. You guys can check all that shit out and have a good time with that. And my Patreon page, which is a great way to give back to this channel and help this channel grow while getting cool exclusive content for your eyes only if you decide to become a patron. So check all that out, guys. And if you want to check out some more of my videos, including my reviews and ranking for the entire Halloween franchise, you can check that out by clicking right over here.